The COVID vaccine, just from me saying that, I know some of your palms probably started to get sweaty. The COVID vaccine is ripping apart the federal government and the Trump administration, and Trump is admitting it. There's something very interesting and also disturbing happening with the vaccine situation. And the part that should make everybody's head spin is that in his first term, Donald Trump bragged about how he got us the vaccines. Operation Warp Speed, which was basically just fronting money to make vaccines. Operation Warp Speed got us the vaccines. It's a victory lap. Trump got us the vaccines so fast. But now Trump is standing shoulder to shoulder with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They're dismantling vaccine programs. There are reports that they will ban the COVID vaccine. And Trump has now started to demand that drug makers justify the use of COVID vaccines. And he put out one of these very strange Truth Social posts where he said, quote, "It is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree. With CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer, and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? They go off to the next hunt and let everyone rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug company's COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want to show them now to CDC and the public and clear up this mess, one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as brilliant as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter." This is what happens when the monster you created has taken on a life of its own. When Trump demands Pfizer justify its vaccines, that is not a serious policy inquiry. This is an attempt to appease the mob. Trump wants the credit for the vaccines, but he also wants the credit from the anti-vaxxers. And it's the same tactic that Trump has used for years. He pretends to be the referee. I'm neutral here. But he echoes the grievances of the most extreme supporters. And the tactic is eating away at his administration from the inside out. Trump wanted it both ways in the first term. Give me credit for the vaccines, praise me for the vaccines, but he would sort of wink, wink at the anti-vax people. And that worked for a little while. Not well, but it worked a little bit. Now that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is in charge of the health policy and he's restricting vaccine access, Trump is in a trap. He's stuck. If he defends the vaccines, which he used to say, give me credit for, he alienates the loudest voices in the anti-vax MAGA world. If he attacks them, if he attacks the vaccines, he's admitting that his biggest pandemic achievement is actually a mistake. So he loses either way. Now, this is not like a fringe Facebook group that is angry about this. The president of the United States is questioning his own signature pandemic achievement. This was he said, re-elect me because I got us the vaccines. And now he sees his base turn on it. And it's the political equivalent of Frankenstein's monster. Trump fed the anti-science, anti-expert machine. I know better than doctors, and RFK knows more, and whatever. Target could have been Democrats, could have been scientists, could have been Trump's own policies. The fallout is getting really ugly. Trump fired the CDC director. 4 senior CDC officials immediately quit in protest. They said RFK is putting lives at risk. And this is chaos at the highest levels of government over issues that really should just be about science, medicine, and experts in those fields. Trump, and to see Trump say, I hope Operation Warp Speed is as brilliant as people claim. He was the one boasting about it for years. Now he's going, listen, I'm neutral. Hopefully it was great. I don't really know. When you build a political brand on fear, lies, and distrust, the machine at some point comes for you. And Trump was selling himself at one point as the guy who got things done. He got us the vaccines quicker than anybody. He now is reduced to taking this faux neutral perspective. Whatever my base says, I don't know, whatever they say. And he is demanding answers from the companies he trusted to front money for vaccines for, and that he celebrated when they actually did it. I don't know where this ultimately lands, but the reporting is they want to ban the COVID vaccine. What's going to happen in blue states if they do that? We don't know. And that's a part of the story that we're following. All right, Rudy Giuliani was in what seems like a very strange car accident. And in the midst of that, he is going to get awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's all really weird. We're going to talk about it on the bonus show. We also have the list of questions from PragerU for the new America First teacher test. PragerU has a test if you want to be a teacher to prove you're really America First. The questions are nuts. And then finally, Americans are losing faith that if you work hard, you will get ahead economically. Understandably so. We will talk about all of those stories and more on the bonus show. Consider signing up at joinpakman.com. You can use the coupon code ItWillEndSoon to save about 50% off of the cost of a membership. You can also request a free membership. If the financial element of it is complicated for you, davidpakman.com/free membership. And finally, make sure you're getting my daily Substack newsletter at substack.davidpakman.com.